Bill Gates sits down with an interview with Anas Bukhash and says he has learned about the Holy Quran.
Yes, the Emirati entrepreneur and interviewer Anas Bukhash that we all know and we all love sat down with Bill Gates, and as well, whereas Anas learned that Bill is an avid reader and reads about 50 books a year. Now, Bill Gates describes himself as a student learning about the Quran and Bible online, which is honestly amazing.
As we know, he's also very much a family man with strong ties with his children and grandchildren. And what's really cool about the interview is that while his exceptional and life-changing work on Microsoft and obviously philanthropy are vastly different, Anas noticed that the link between the two is problem-solving. And when asked about how his mother Mary helped shape him into the man that he is today, Bill described his mother as philanthropic and generous, previously working in the United Way to help the community.
As well, Bill recalls his mother telling him, "Now it's time for you to give back in some way." Bill was remembering his mother's words once he started to become successful. His father was also the exact same way. In fact, he as well began working 8 years. He began working 8 years later. Bill retired from Microsoft and joined the foundation full-time to help make a positive impact to the world.
So in case you missed it, Bill Gates was actually in town for COP28, which is obviously a big part of his work, philanthropic, but also towards climate change. He has a lot of work there. And the fact that he got to sit down with Anas Bukhash, it's a really great interview. It's a really good insight into the man. I remember watching a documentary on his life before. And it's just so, how he lives his life is just so different. You know, I think he consumes so many books, just constantly learning and then using that to make solutions. It's just incredible.
I mean, honestly, you never stop learning, right? And once you stop learning, I feel like your purpose in life just ends, which is honestly exactly what Bill Gates was saying in his interview. Technically, it might not be his exact words, but if he reads 50 books a year, honestly, I even struggle to read one book. So I mean, honestly, we should all be like Bill Gates.
Be like Bill Gates.
Yes, guys. I mean, be smart, be like Bill Gates. That's how it should be. I mean, honestly, come on. Do you remember that meme of be like, let's say, Farah, don't go out in the rain? Yeah, be like Bill Gates.
Read 50 books a year. Put that on your bucket list for 2024. Yes. Would you do that every year? Like okay, so this is what I want to do for 2024. Make a plan, POA.
I do. I do, actually. But the thing is, the only hard thing is actually standing by the plan and executing the plan and doing it all, right? You know, we all have plans to do, but are we as committed to actually executing the plans as we say we are? You know, but I mean, honestly, with what Bill Gates was telling Anas Bukhash is he seems very committed to executing the plan of reading 50 books a year, which is honestly, can you imagine, a book is this thick. How can you read 50
Some people do audiobooks,
year?
might make it easier.
Yeah, but then I feel like, honestly, to be honest with you, I feel like reading of an actual book is different than reading of it's an audiobook, you're listening to it. I don't know, to me it's different. I feel like if you read from an actual book, let's say the information that you're reading actually does get stuck in your head. Anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But if I was going to if I wasn't reading, I feel like it's a great alternative.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's make those plans for 2020.